friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Dee, aka The Messy Perfectionist, and on my channel I like to share real talk, inspirational and personal growth life tips, and more. Lately I've been sharing a lot about my VSG or vertical sleeve gastrectomy journey and what that has done for me and my life. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about why VSG works. Just kind of in a nutshell and a short discussion. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned. So if you know what VSG is, it is removing a large portion of your stomach, leaving you with a smaller stomach or a sleeve. And what this does is greatly reduce the amount of food and drink that you can intake at one time. I did do a video a while ago on the 3 main types of bariatric surgery that are done today, at least in this country, and I'll go ahead and link it up above if you're interested. That kind of goes into more detail, but I read some medical journals recently that I found really made sense to me. So if you eat less food and you're taking less calories in your body, you're burning more fuel, right? You are going to lose weight. This is the easy, simple solution that sounds nice and packaged in a proper with a little bow on it. And, well, that's all you got to do. You just need to exercise and eat less. Just exercise and eat less, right? That's all you need to do. If you've been thin your entire life, perhaps you don't understand, or maybe you just or someone who has been thin and then you gained some weight after maybe not eating as healthy as you were before or moving as much, or you had a hormonal shift like after a baby, and then you really kind of get back on that track and you're able to lose the weight. That's awesome and amazing. Your body is going back to its reset point. If you have been heavy your entire life, what is your reset point? Okay, your reset point is going to be very different. Big plateaus for me when I was struggling before I had surgery were always at like 260. Yes, that is 260 pounds. And then 230. Those were always my big ones where it was like my body did not want to budge beyond. It was very easy for me to maintain 260. And that was at my healthiest time in my life. I was eating extremely healthy. I was working out constantly, and I still was not losing any weight. Working with a naturopath, working with a holistic nutritionist, doing all the things that I should have been doing. It was a literal struggle every day. And then I discovered HCG, and that helped me lose quite a bit of weight, but it was very hard to keep it off. It was literally a very committed relationship to the scale, getting on and off of that every day and having that dictate to me how I would proceed with my eating habits for the day, saying if I gained 2 pounds, I did not eat anything all day except water, maybe a 120 calorie protein shake, and then I would just eat protein at night, and that would take the 2 pounds off. If I was not diligent about that, I would quickly gain weight back. And so it was a big struggle for me before making this decision to have VSG. But I wanted to also talk to you about your stomach and the hormones that are in your body that are affected by that hormone response. So if you have been overweight your whole life, you got that way because multiple reasons. Maybe your metabolism and your hormones and all of that stuff doesn't work the same as your skinny friend who can eat a whole pizza and you eat 2 slices and you gain weight. That sounds familiar. So you have an overstretching. If you continually overstretch your stomach over time, though, from overeating, your body starts to learn where those hormone responses, your ghrelin or leptin responses, it puts those hunger cues, those hunger triggers when you're over full. So if you are anything but over full, your body sends out kind of the hormone response that you're hungry. That can happen over time, and it does happen over time. That's why it can be so difficult for people, for you, for me, to diet when you literally feel like you're starving all of the time. You can do it for short spurts maybe, and like I did, and you'll lose a little bit of weight, but in the long term it's a literal constant battle with your body and the hormone response that is occurring with those hunger cues and triggers. You also kind of crush your metabolism when you're going on and off of these low calorie diets constantly. I definitely set my calorie intake a lot lower. I loved, and I say that in sarcasm, but I love how, like, on my MyFitnessPal, which I still use because I have a large diary in there with recipes and things like that, but I would set that and be like, oh, you should be eating 2,000 calories and you're going to lose like 2 billion pounds in like a month. Okay, obviously I'm exaggerating, but it was very frustrating to see, like, every time I'd enter my calories in and measuring and all of that stuff, it would be like, oh, you should be this pounds less in 5 weeks or whatever. And that was not happening, like, ever. The only time I lost weight was when I would severely restrict calories and really up my activity. When my physical stuff with my body, my structural stuff started really taking its toll, that activity part obviously had to drop a lot. And then I just slowly gained the weight back between waiting for hip replacement and then very high risk pregnancy. And then I was just so crippled. I was pretty much, not able to do any of the activity that I had been living before. So I had set a point to lose weight. My body said, okay, you can lose weight when you have a very high activity level and a very, very low caloric intake. How long do you think that's sustainable? It's a really hard road to take. It affects your bodies in so many different ways. My thyroid went crazy. My hormone levels went crazy. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. My hormone levels went crazy. My adrenals crashed. I had cortisol testing done, and I had like the lowest amount of cortisol that my doctor had ever seen. So that attributes to the chronic fatigue, plus a lifetime of chronic pain. So, right, your body sends adrenaline out. What is it when you don't have that in your body anymore? It's really devastating. So what VSG does is it gives you that reset point in your stomach. So it really deals with addressing that hormone fix, kind of, and you feel full, and your stomach is sending your brain those signals. You're full, and you create a new reset. It's really important to keep that reset point. My doctor specifically says to eat half a cup of food at your meals forever. I don't know if that is exactly sustainable. There are times where I'm perfectly content doing that, and I know there's other times where I eat a little bit over that, but I don't want to go crazy and be a slave to measuring forever or forever calorie counting. Just because I have been someone who has dealt with eating disorders and dieting disorders, and I want to have a healthy relationship around all of that as I'm moving forward through this and on the next level of my journey. So, but anyway, the hormone stuff and the overstretching and the hormone response sending signals to your brain of when you're full, when it's broken basically, and then having that reset when such a large portion of your stomach is removed is kind of just clicked for me, and it really made sense. And I wasn't sure if anybody else had known that or had been discussed in their own journey with their doctors, if that had been discussed, but it really made sense to me, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So that's kind of it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I do hope everyone is doing really good out there, and I will be doing my 4-month post-op update soon, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a great night. Bye.